Our closing program here at Diocesan Church School Camp. And it seems to be missing a very important person. Does anyone see Father Vladimir?
Oh, my dad?
Yeah, your head.
Nope. Wait, rather just.
Father Tim, we might ask you to pinch it because Father Vladimir disappeared. We'll give him a minute. I'll give a welcome before he comes here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming up so early today at noon. I'm sure some of you had to get up very, very early or last night to drive here. My name is Natalie Kapelik-Nixon. I'm the director of Youth and Young Adult Ministry for the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. And I am also blessed to be the director of the Diocesan Church School Camp this year. We have a very fun program planned for you today, and the campers had input in the program, so be prepared because they want you to be participatory as well. So I'll let them tell you when that time comes. Just for Father V, but I don't see him. Father Tim, do you just mind leading us in prayer, and then Father V can talk when he gets here. Father Tim was with us for about a day and a half, helping out Father Zenobi as one of the spiritual fathers this week. So we thank him and his daughters here as a camper. So we're very thankful to Father Tim. Yeah, Father Tim is a former director of the Diocesan Church School Camp, and Father Zenobi, who was here the first week, had a family emergency and had to leave early. So Father Tim came up and helped us until His Grace Bishop Daniel came and became a spiritual father for 3 days. I know, very special for the kids, and they're going to talk about that. All right, here comes Father V. Here's getting one of our TC campers moved in.
Always working hard.
Please stand for the prayer.
Oops.
Father, Son, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one.
Отче наш, що єси на небесах,
Нехай святиться ім'я Твоє, нехай прийде царство Твоє, нехай буде воля Твоя, як на небі, так і на землі. І на нас насущні дай нам сьогодні, і прости нам провини наші, як і ми прощаємо винуватцям нашим. І не веди нас у спокусу, але визволи нас від лукавого.
Бо Твоє царство, сила, слава, Отця і Сина, і Духа, і повсякчас, і вічні. Amen. Lord, the master of our life, we ask you to pour your blessing upon all our children, the staff that has been caring so well for them. We ask you to bless the parents, bless the families, bless each and every one, and those that care for this camp. For you are good and love us mankind. Господи Ісусе Христе, Боже наш, поблагослови тих, які передували наших дітей, благослови наших дітей, батьків, родичів і всіх, які вкладаються на добро нашої молоді, бо Ти святий єси завжди нині повсякчас на віки вічні. Please be seated, man. Now that I got the microphone, I'll practice my tomorrow's sermon. So, Natalie asked me to say a prayer and also say a couple of words because Father John had a family emergency, had to leave. So it's a bit unfair to for me to be here because I have not been here, and I wish I would have been also communing of unique elements that this camp is offering. The ethos of the camp is a very special one, and if we the parents go home and we ask the children if they had fun, certainly that is a valid question, and if they said yes, that would be a reasonable and rational answer. I think that does not reflect the ethos of the camp, because this camp offers so much more than just fun. How do you measure healthy mind? How do you measure a balanced child or a balanced human being? How do you measure carrying a charitable attitude towards another child or another adult? All those things have been so wonderfully choreographed so that the children benefit much more than just a swimming, than just fun. I think this camp, and I speak as a father, certainly, I think this camp reflects what our Christianity is all about. In the end, our Christological attitude is to reflect upon one element which is divided into two things, which is the two commandments of love. That's all our Christian church is all about. And we don't need theology, we don't need philosophy, we don't need too many things to understand. It is love. And once our children understand love and are taught, although love cannot be taught, but showed, that's why our children come here, and we want our children to be exposed to individuals like Natalie and this wonderful staff that comes here for no rewards, but to share love. Number one, that in itself, I'm sure is very rewarding, because you give something that you cannot order online, you cannot buy, you cannot create, but it's so much deeper, it's so much more profound. So I thank you, Natalie, on behalf of the parents, and I think the clergy for what you're doing, because you have shared and taught them love. And that is something that even we at home, even I as a priest, the children are used to me, are used to Sunday liturgy and altar boys, and they go with that flow. Here, they get to experience God in their own terms, in their own condition, their own understanding. So it is truly a wonderful opportunity. We thank you for caring so much for our children, and hope to see you all next year. Is that a plan?
So I think going along with that, speaking of our staff, we'd like to introduce to you who took care of your children for 2 weeks. So we'll start with our cabin counselors. Our first cabin is St. Olha's cabin. Gloria St. Olha's, put your hands up. We're St. Olha's cabin. And their counselors were Elizabeth Hutzel and Christina Schwarzenberg from Then we have St. Helen's cabin. Where are you, St. Helen's? Oh, look, they normally smile all day long. No, there are no smiles on those faces. And their counselors, one is not here, they had to leave early, but the one counselor that had to leave early was Ellen Gazarski from Johnson City/Boston, and then Larissa Spack right over here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then we have cabin 3, St. Anne's cabin. We're St. Anne's. These lovely ladies over here who are also very happy, and they always invite me to lunch. Their counselors were Elena Kerman from Philadelphia. Somewhere in between those two places, maybe Ukraine, that's where she just came from. We'll say she's from Ukraine. Then we have our oldest cabin, which is Holy Theotokos. Where's our oldest ladies? All right. And that was I love the enthusiasm. They know I love enthusiasm. And their counselors were great, and that was Krista Albright from Youngstown and Megan Neal from Pittsburgh. So coming to the boys' side, because there's no crossing between the boys and the girls' side, we have cabin 10, St. Nicholas. Hop up and down so they can see you back there, St. Nicholas. And their counselor is Mr. Michael Barquette from Youngstown, and we're glad that Michael with us. He joined us from the Antiochian Archdiocese because we made him Ukrainian. We totally converted him to being Ukrainian. I don't think Dad, who's a priest, will like to hear that, but he likes us. Then we have cabin 9, which is St. Andrews. Hop up and down back there, St. Andrews. And that is their normal state, by the way. St. Andrews is normally bouncing all the time. The whole I'm not lying, the whole cabin. And they need 2 counselors. So we have Kostas Shevchuk from and Subdeacon Seminarian Ivan Chopko from South Carolina. And then we have our oldest and mature gentleman from St. Volodimir's Cabin. They had tag team counselors. Their first week counselor was Mike Sally from Hawaii. He's not here. But then, God does bring you what you need if you have faith. I had more boys than I had counselors 2 weeks before camp started, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was sending out emails and all sorts of things, and I initially got a no, and then a week before camp, I got this email saying, "Do you still need someone?" I'm like, yes, I do. So we're very grateful that Nick Holoko came from me. To make sure, so we made sure they had someone with them for a second. So those are our cabin counselors, but they are not the only ones who make this programming happen and make the most of the experience for your children. We have a lot of additional staff who make that happen. So we have our programming staff. Firstly, we would have Irina Honchar from Pittsburgh, who is our events coordinator. And she's probably off coordinating something. It's normally what she's doing. Justina Mills, who is our media coordinator. So if you have and we had a little glitch here, which I told you about through the email, which was our internet went down. And Justina had to go to Foxburg the first week and a half, which, because of all the construction, meant getting back on the highway, going one more exit, getting off, going down, like what should have been a 15-minute drive took her a half an hour every day to get there, and then another half an hour back. So that's what she was doing to make sure that we could keep you all updated on your kids, and she did a good job in doing an unexpected thing, which was having to drive really far to get the internet. So we're thankful for that. Then we have the rest of our staff. We have staff aides and staff aide advisors. Our advisors to the staff aides, who also doubled out as church school teacher and special interest coordinator, were Tabitha Help from Coatesville, and Melissa Tizula from Detroit. So, and moms and dads, if you ever think, I'd like to go to camp and help out, you can talk to them because they're both moms who have been on staff. And we'll take dads on staff too. Oh, it's Michelle Schenker, she's got her arm up. She's a mom who's been on staff too. It's a great experience to come up here and spend the time if you can. Then we have our general staff. That doesn't mean they're just general. That means they pick up they pick up the slack everywhere, right? They do everything that I can't physically or mentally handle. So that's a lot. So we have Ginny Albright, who was here, who took on our singing classes and shared that with Kira Senegal. And Chris Mills, who is one of our weekend helpers, and she also takes over weekend directing of the layover weekend. So we want to thank Chris for being here. So Allison, who reached out, who is also on our weekend staff. Missy Sheptak, who was also here as my special messenger, but she also took over